college, and I was really worried that I wasn't going to make any friends because all of my other friends had moved out of state. And then last summer I came here and I met all the counselors, and then I went to school and I met all of the friends that I have now, and they're amazing. And they all support me, and they all love me for who I am, and they all want me to be the best person I can be. So why I'm telling you this is because when I was younger, when I was about your age, I didn't have very good friends. I had friends who weren't the nicest people in my school, and they kind of only cared about themselves, and they really wanted to be popular, and so they didn't care about other people's feelings, and they didn't care about hurting other people's feelings. And I thought that I really wanted to be friends with them. I thought that that was, who I should be friends with, because I thought that that would be, the best path that my life was going to take, if I could be popular and be friends with them. So now, I do have good friends. I have one friend in particular. Her name is Kaylee. And so when I was in middle school, I met Kaylee way back when I was in middle school. I was in 6th grade. And I still have those friends who were not very nice, and they didn't really like Kaylee. And so they would tell me things about her that weren't true and were mean, and for a while, I believed them. And so I thought those were true, and I would say mean things to Kaylee, and I would say mean things about her. And so I bet you're wondering, how are we best friends now? Because we've been best friends for 5 years now. Well, by the grace of God, she saw through everything that I was saying, all the mean things that I was doing, and she saw that that was not the person who I really was. That she saw the best in me. And so I started to realize that the things that I was saying were not true, and they made me feel bad about myself. And so I said, oh wait, she's a really good person, and she's seeing the best in me, even though I'm doing all these mean things to her. And so I decided that instead of having those friends who, didn't even really care about me, they didn't really care about how I was doing in life, and they didn't love me past my flaws. They loved me when I did what they wanted me to do. And so when I became friends with Kaylee, she loved me for who I was. And despite all of the flaws I have, because we all have so many flaws, and I am no exception. I know sometimes you think your counselors are perfect and great, but trust me, we're not. We all have flaws. And she loved me through those flaws, and now I have a bunch of friends who also love me because of those flaws and despite those flaws. And I love them in spite of their flaws too. So in our friendships, we have to build each other up instead of tearing each other down. Because when we start tearing each other down, all we're doing is pushing people away from us. And so when you build people up, you give them the things that we need to thrive in life. We give them compassion and understanding, and we're there for them. And those are the things that we need in our lives to survive and to be good people. We need to watch the people that we have around us, and if we love them and they love us, then we can have long-lasting, meaningful friendships. So there's a lot of people in life who you're going to meet, and some of them are going to be your very best friends, and other people are not going to see you for who you really are, and they're not going to love you in spite of your flaws. And that's okay, because for every single one of you, I promise that there is someone on this earth who thinks you are the absolute best person they've ever met, and who thinks that you are the most wonderful person who's ever come into their lives. And there's always someone who wants to be there for you. You're never alone, because God doesn't let us walk through this life alone. He gives us people in our lives who are there to take care of us, and who are here to be friends with us. He put us at this camp so that we can meet people and meet friends, and we can make long-lasting friendships that we can build each other up through. And the people in our lives who we really want, those people who are going to be there for us, are the ones who see us at our absolute worst and still love us, no matter what. Who see us when we are at rock bottom and still love us every single bit. A lot of the time, they'll love us more than they've ever loved us, even when you hit rock bottom. So Mother Teresa said, it's not enough for us to say that I love God. I also have to love my neighbor. Because in the scriptures, John says that you are a liar if you say you love God and you do not love your neighbor. How can you love God whom you do not see, if you do not love your neighbor who you do see, who you touch, and with who you live? So what Mother Teresa was saying was that God sent us all here to take care of each other and to love each other and support each other. So if you're supporting and loving all of God's children and all of God's children around you, you're loving God all at the same time. Because God said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And so that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to love every single person that we come in contact with and support them as much as we possibly can. And give them all of the love in our hearts, because then all of that love is going right to God. So I want to challenge you to every single person that you come in contact with. You have a huge impact on them. So show them God's love and show them how much God loves them by supporting them and by loving them. And in your lives, take your friends and love them and support them and show them how much God loves them. Thank you.